the first check I got as a real estate investor. All right. And I'm going to show you my prize from that first check. You ready? I framed this. All right. This is a card that the family I rented my very first house to, they made me this card when they left. Best landlord ever. And I gotta tell y'all, like, one of the reasons I framed that card was because it just meant so much to me, because it was my first time being a landlord. I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I felt like I kind of grew up with those folks. And so for them to think that much of me and to give me that card, like, it meant a lot. And I don't know if I was just really good when I was really new, but I haven't gotten another card. So most of y'all know that the very first house I ever bought, I paid cash for it. I used my entire life savings. I paid cash for this house, and I bought it at an auction. That's how my mom bought houses. That's how I thought I was supposed to buy houses. And since my mom had been a landlord my entire life, I decided in the summer of 2013 that it was time for me to start collecting rent checks too, just like my mama. So I went to an auction and bought a house in the summer, and I just thought all houses came with showers. First one I bought didn't have a shower in it. It had a tub, but not a shower. And in 2013, people are used to taking showers instead of baths all the time. So I had to put a bathroom in that house. So it took me a couple months to get it rented. But on November the 1st, 2013, I got my very first rent check. Got the security deposit, got my first rent check. And November the 1st was really special to me to get that, because I bought that first house with my life savings. But then the next month I used my brother's life savings and bought another house. So my brother became my partner in real estate investing. He's still my partner today. He's just my very silent partner. You know what I mean? So on November the 1st, I got my first rent check and security deposit, and I was super excited because November the 1st is also my brother's birthday. Couldn't have happened on any other day that I got our first rent check and our first tenant in our very first rental house on his birthday. Like, I was super excited. So that year for his birthday, I'll never forget sending him a text message and saying, guess what? I got you a tenant for your birthday. He was just out of college. I've been out of college for 2 or 3 years at that point, but we were both so excited to have some money coming in finally, because we bought those houses in like July and August. And so by the time November rolled around, the end of October, we felt like we were dying to get somebody into that house. And y'all, I got to tell you, on that first house, they rented it. They stayed there from November of 13 to May of 14. So they didn't even stay a full year. They broke their lease, and I let them out of their lease because by the time May rolled around, I had gotten really into real estate investing, and I'd figured out how to do lease options instead of regular rentals. So even though those first people that rented from me taught me a lot, I learned a lot, I made a lot of mistakes, I probably let them get away with a lot. But they taught me that the secret to real estate investing success is to train your tenants. Or your tenants will train you. I learned that right off the bat, and those folks definitely trained me. They called every time something didn't work. They called every time they got an electric bill. They called all the time. And I went running over there because I wanted to be super landlord, and I wanted to take super duper good care of them. And I worked myself silly. And I also learned through that process, and luckily I was learning about other real estate at that same time. But I learned through that process that I didn't want to be a regular landlord. I didn't want people calling me every time a grass blade grew too long in the yard. I didn't want them calling me every time some little something happened. I needed to figure out a way that I could, yes, have rentals just like my mom did, but I could do it in a different way so that I could have some peace of mind too. I didn't want somebody calling me at all hours of the night, all the time anymore. I couldn't handle it anymore. I didn't have it in me. All right. Sometimes you know when something's right for you, and sometimes you know when something's wrong for you. And those midnight calls about all sorts of little pesky things and excuses why the rent was going to be due or late and not due on time and like all of that, I wasn't cut out for it. I was cut out for the money. I was cut out for the deals. I was cut out for the negotiations, but I wasn't cut out for the regular rental hoopla. So I figured out how to train my tenants instead of letting them train me. And I figured out how to be as hands-off as possible. I figured out how to buy houses without having to spend my life savings or my brother's life savings, which is a good thing because we were totally out of money. So when those folks moved out in May, I was super excited. Super excited that they didn't want to stay any longer because in less than a month, I found somebody who wanted to give me $8,000 to move in and pay me $850 a month. I'd been getting $800 a month from them. I got $800 as a security deposit from those first folks. But it's a totally different ball game to get $8,000 than $800. And that $8,000 was for a non-refundable option fee, which is one of the ways that you can make passive income in real estate investing. And $8,000 was a lot better than $800 in my passive income plan. All right. Once I figured out the math, and, you know, I was trying to say we'd invested like, I think $35,000 in that very first house. So if I was collecting $800 a month in rent, it was going to take me a really long time, like 115 years or something ridiculous, to get my money back. And on that plan, if I got my money back and then reinvested it and then got my money back and reinvested it and reinvested it and reinvested it. Oops, sorry. That's where it was going to take me 115 years before I was ever going to have financial freedom by doing the regular real estate rental thing. But once I figured out that I could get $8,000 for somebody to move into this house as a non-refundable option fee, y'all, my time got cut down like a lot. All right, because I only had $35,000 invested in it. So if I got $8,000 one year, now I was $27,000 away. I get $8,000 the next year. I'm $21,000 away, $8,000 at a time. It was going to take me like 5 years to get my money back. Plus rent every month of $850 a month. So I've had that house for 5 years now. And because I get $8,000 as a non-refundable option fee when people move in, and because I'm getting $850 a month for that house, I've been able to get all my money that I invested in 5 years back on that house. That means every time from now on when I get money, that's pure profit. Not having to pay myself back, not having to pay the bank, not having to pay anything but taxes and insurance. And guys, that's where you really start to make good money in real estate investing. You can make passive income. You can make the spread off of your mortgage payment out of the difference of your rent that you collect. That's fine. You can make monthly money that way. You can make monthly money off non-refundable option fees. But for me to get true financial freedom, and this is just for me, it may not be for you, I want my houses paid off free and clear. And so that's my goal. That's mine and Tyler's goals. Every time I get $8,000 on a house, we keep it. We don't spend it. Every time I get $10,000 non-refundable option fees on a house, we keep it. We don't spend it. I get $20,000 sometimes on some houses. I've gotten $40,000 before for a non-refundable option fee on these houses. And we take that money and pay off another house, which means our monthly money goes up. Because now we don't have to make a mortgage payment. You know what I mean? So, as of now, we have 7 houses paid off free and clear in less than 5 years. That means our monthly money, our passive income money, our spread between what we're supposed to be paying out and what we're bringing in, it goes up every time we pay off a house. And some people will tell you don't pay off houses. They want you to be leveraged to the hills. They want you to borrow and get lease options and never pay anything off. That's not my style. I want everything paid off because I know that once everything is paid off, I can put a line of credit. I can put a lien against those houses. And let's say I got $1 million worth of real estate assets sitting there. I can borrow up to 80% of the value. So I could pull $800,000 out of those houses that I own free and clear that are already making me money. And I can use that money, that $800,000, I could use that as 20% down on like a $4 million apartment complex. And that way I don't have to bring in any private money partners. I don't have to bring in any credit partners, any debt partners, anything. I get to control the whole deal. And I'm a control freak. So that's what I do. I buy houses, and my honest to goodness end game plan, y'all, I buy houses. I bought like 34 houses in 3 years or something. I get my numbers confused at something. And I would get 2 or 3 people in on every one of those houses with non-refundable option fees. So I've looked at over 70 deals now in 4 years. That's a lot of money that's come through that I've been able to use to pay off houses so that I don't have any mortgages on 7 of my houses. I've got 13 right now, so I'm right at halfway. Still have 6 houses that I'm going to get paid off. I've got plans to pay 3 of them off next year with the non-refundable option fees that I get for controlling these deals, controlling these properties, letting other people have the right to buy these houses. It's good stuff, y'all. There's good money in real estate investing, especially if you know how to make passive income 3 different ways. I make monthly money, I make non-refundable option fee money, and then I get back-end paydays also. So I've had 2 people get a mortgage. That's fine with me. Get your mortgage. I got an extra 10 grand, and that house was gone on the first house. On the second house, I got $169,000 in HIP National Bank because I already own that house free and clear. So when those people got their mortgage, I got the full sales price. And I used that $169 to pay off my apartments, pay off the line of credit on my apartments, to pay off another house. So my monthly passive income money went up. I sold a house, yes, but I used my profit to pay off other deals. That's just my plan. That doesn't have to be your plan. But I'd much rather own my houses free and clear than know I was chained to the bank for the next 30 years. I'm paying my stuff off. And I'll help you too. I'll help you get little notes from tenants that say that you're the best landlord ever. You can do this, ladies. I help women all over the country every single day, every single week, get their deals done fast. Let's get this passive income money. Y'all deserve it. You could use an extra 10 grand a month. I know you can. You could use an extra 2 grand a month. You could probably use an extra $200 a month that you don't have to work for. I mean, that's your hair and nails every month. Unless you take your mom, then it's both of your nails every month. And your toes, pedicures. Pedi-a-mani-date. You deserve this passive income money. And I'm here to help you. All you gotta do, go to whitneynicely.com, find out what we got available, what we got going on, and I would love to help you build up more passive income than you ever dreamed possible in 2019. Bye, y'all. Let me know how I can help you, all right? Let's get this money, honey.